Hello friends, I am Prerna Bansal from Kendriya Vidhalaya Sivni. Let us start our topic data structure.
Now let us start our data structure part 2, in which we cover two topics, stack and its application. Stack is a linear data structure which follows the principle of LIFO. LIFO means last in, first out. Last in, first out. Here the two operations can be performed. First operation is known as insertion and second operation is known as deletion with the help of pointer known as stack top. Insertion is known as push operation and deletion is known as pop operation. Pop operation helps in removal of the element from the top of the stack, and insertion helps the addition of the element at the top position. We can understand this with the help of this example. Suppose there is a stack and the top pointer shows none. It means the stack is empty. When you want to insert an element, you have to use the word push 32. 32 is the element which you want to insert. Then top is equal to 0 gets incremented and comes here, and then value got its actual position. Then push 18, then top pointer get incremented and 18 is got inserted, and then you have to use the word pop. Pop only removes the top element. Here you do not give any kind of argument like this, and the 18 value get popped, and next pop 29, again top get incremented and then value get inserted. Again pop operation helps in removal of the element. Stack is a dynamic data structure as it can grow its size or shrink its size depending on the need. It can be static also. When it is static, its size is fixed. Stack is a LIFO, last in, first out. It means where insertion and deletion are restricted to only one end, that is known as stack top. There are some another terms which is related to stack. First term is peak. Peak means when a peak operation helps in telling the topmost value present on the stack. It acts like an inspection. Overflow means when suppose there is a stack which has size 4 and the complete position get filled, but if you perform further push operation and there is no space vacant, in that case error comes overflow. Underflow is another term which is related to stack. In underflow means when the stack is empty and you want to delete the item, then the stack does not have any element present, then the error occurs under flow. Suppose in the above example, if you want to delete the element from the stack, you can't delete and the error comes under flow. And suppose if the size of the stack is 2 and 2 elements get inserted, and if you want to insert another element, then that element can't be inserted and error comes overflow. Okay. Now understand the following example. Given a bounded stack of capacity 4, it means it is a bounded stack or static stack which is initially empty. Okay, it means top is equal to null, and we have to draw the pictures of the stack after flowing each step. Initially the stack is empty. First case, stack is empty, the picture is here and top is equal to none. Then you have to push A, top gets incremented first and then A get inserted. Now push B, space is here, top get incremented 1 and B get inserted. Now push C, top get incremented at position 2 and C get its position. Now pop, there is no argument written here because top only remove the topmost value. Top here is 2 and it gets decremented by 1. It means top becomes 1 and C get removed. Now again pop operation, again push operation, then top gets incremented by 1 and becomes 2 and D gets its position. Now the seventh operation which we perform here is pop, deletes the element D and top gets decremented. Again push E, same occurs up to step 9. Now top becomes 3 here and you want to insert G. There is no space vacant. If there is no space vacant and we want to insert the element, then the error comes overflow. Now pop operation helps in removal of the element and tops get decremented. Now top operation, again element deleted and top get decremented. Again pop operation helps in removal of the element and top becomes 0. Now again top gets A gets removed from the stack and top get decremented and becomes 0. It means there is no element left on the stack. But if you perform another pop operation, then the error occurs underflow because no element is present on the stack. This is all about the operations of push and pop. Now we will understand the implementation of the stack with the help of the program. Suppose there are 3 methods by which you can perform the implementation of the stack. First method is peek, second is push and third one is pop. Peek tells the topmost value present on the stack. For that you have to calculate the length of the stack, then -1 because the index starts from 0, and then you just take this value into the integer, into the variable top. You will insert the top is equal to length of stack -1 and top contains the last index, maximum range of the stack, and then you, with the help of this function stack.top, you will tell the topmost value. Now the next operation is push. Push operation helps in addition of the element, insertion of the element on the stack. For that you have to write like this: stack.append, in bracket you have to pass the item or parameter which you want to insert. Now pop operation helps in removal of the last value from the stack and then return that value. For that you have to write like this: stack.pop, and in bracket you do not have to pass any parameter because it removes the last element from the stack. Now we will learn with the help of program. Okay, there is a program, Python program, to implement the stack operations. Okay, we just, before move further, we just see the following programs like this. We will start from the main, this main section. First of all, stack is empty. Initially stack is empty and the variable is stack here. Okay, top, when the stack is empty, top becomes none, and we will perform the functions with the help of these statements. If you want to perform push operation, you have to press 1. If you want to do pop operation, you have to press 2. If you want to perform peek operation, you have to press 3. If you want to display the elements present on the stack, you have to press 4, and if you want to exit from all these operations, you have to perform 5. There are 5 choices, 1 to 5, and input function, via input function you can give these values, and integer function change the character into the integer, and the value got placed in the variable name as ch. If ch is equal to 1, if ch is equal to 1, you can perform the push operation. Okay, for that push operation we have seen previously, there is a need of there is a need of the value which you want to insert. Via this line you can insert, you can give the input, give the value which you want to get inserted into the stack, and push operation helps in addition of the element onto the stack. This is a calling statement for the push function. You have to write like the name of the function push and the parameters. There is a need of two parameters, stack and the value you want to insert. When you write like this, push stack item, then the push function got called and it is written here. In this push function you have to write like def, then the function name is push, and there are two arguments passed. First argument is stack and second argument is item. Here in the down program we have written here stack, stack, but it is stk. It is formal parameter and that was one actual parameter. Basically they are just copy of each other. And for stack you have to use the function append with the help of stack variable stk.append. You just pass the parameter item and then the value get appended on the stack, and for after that you have to calculate top value is equal to length of stack minus 1. Suppose length of stack minus 1, it means length of stack minus 1. Suppose there is the size of the stack is 4. Now 4 minus 1 gives top equal to 3. Now the next function, if you will press ch equal to 2 like this, then pop function get called. If pop function get called, then pop function, in the previous case in push operation there is not value assigned to any variable, but here the value assigned to the item. Just see the code of the pop operation. Pop operation is written here, def pop stk. First of all we have to check whether the stack is empty or not. If is empty stack, it means is empty is a function which checks whether the stack is empty or not. It is called above. It is written here like def is empty stk. If stack equal empty returns true, else returns false. If it is empty, it returns true. If it returns true here, if becomes true, then it returns underflow. If it returns underflow, then the function get terminated and it takes the value underflow below where it has been called. It is here. It takes the value underflow, item is equal to underflow. If item contains the value underflow, if it is empty, underflow equal underflow, and then message comes underflow stack is empty. But if it is not so, if is empty function does not return true, if it returns false, here, then this statement becomes false, and then its else part starts working. Then it removes the element from the stack and that element goes here in the value item. And if length of stack is equal to 0, it means there is only one element on the stack which get removed. Now the top becomes 0. Now the tops become 0. Otherwise we just subtract minus 1 stack length. We just decrement the length of the stack and the value got stored on the variable top, and then return item. It means this function returns the value of the item. Okay, is that clear? Now the value get returned, and if the value get returned here, then that value can be printed with the help of this statement. if you press not 1, not 2, if you press 3, if you press 3 like this, then peak operation just take the variable stack. Peak operation just tells the topmost value, and that topmost value stored here, and function get called like this, def peak. This, first of all, it checks whether the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, it returns true here, and then it returns underflow. But if it is false, if stack is not empty, here it comes false, then the else part returns, and the top is equal to length of stk minus 1, and the value of the stack, topmost value of the stack got returned. And if it got returned, it comes on the position of item, it is stored in the item, and the topmost value of the stack get printed. If you press choice is equal to 4, then display function got called. If the display function got called, it is here written. If first of all it checks whether the stack is empty. If it is empty, print stack empty. Otherwise, just print the 1 by 1 value. Just first of all check the length of the stack, and then just take the loop from the topmost value and decrement it by 1 and calculate it up to 0. So it is -1 because -1 is not written. Sorry, this is -1 because -1 is not included. This loops runs from top -1, top -2, top -3 up to 0 because it got decremented, and each value get printed. Each value get printed here. If choice is equal to 5, it means it is invalid. If then we just come out from these options. If choice equal to 5, then break helps in coming out from the loop. That loop is here because this loop is always true. If it is always true, then to come from that loop, you have to use the function break. If we press the 5, then break function helps in to come out from the loop, that is while equal to true. If you press ch equal 6, this is not a valid choice, and answer is invalid choice. Just see the output here. There are stack operations 1 2 3 4 5. First one define push, second one define pop, third one define peak, fourth one define display of the stack, and fifth one define the exit function. Suppose we have entered 6. We have entered 6 here. Sorry, we have entered 1 here, and the value, if we enter 1 here, it means this function runs, push function run. If push function runs here like this, then it demands for the value, enter the item. For that it insert 6 here. If it inserts 6 here, now the next question comes, again 1, then 8, again 1, then enter the item 2. It means stack contains 3 items. That is, first of all it inserted 6, then it inserted 8, then inserted 2. After that it also inserted 4 on the stack. Now the user just enter the fourth operation, that means display of the stack, 4 the topmost value, and now 2, now 8, and now 6. This is the stack values. Now it press 3, the topmost value get returned, that is 4. After that it again press the 4. 4 means it display the stack, that is 4 2 8 6. Now it enters 5. It means there is no output, just it comes from the loop, that is while is equal to. Now we learn about the types of the stacks. We can insert any type of data onto the stack, like integers, string or characters, or a data in the form of the list like this. Here we insert 31, Zubin 28. It is called the item node which we get pushed onto the stack. When the stack contains integer type of data, it is called stack of integer. When it contains string type, it is called stack of string, and when it contains list, it is called stack of list. Now we learn about the applications of the stack. There are various applications we can use with the help of stack. First of all, first application is reversing of a line. We can understand with this example, like we have insert S, then T, then A, then we push C and then K. When we perform the pop operation, then first of all K get removed, then C get removed, then A, then T and then S, and the stack get empty, and we will see here the output comes like the reverse of the stack, K, C, A, T, S. It means it is used, stack is used in reversal of a line. Now the next application we can use is in conversion of one notation to another notation. There are three kinds of notations. First of all, infix notation, second is prefix notation, and third one is postfix notation. To perform any notation, to perform any arithmetic operation, we need operator and operands. Like here, this is the notation. In this notation, there are two operators. So there are only one operator, that is plus, and there are two operands A and B. If the operator is in between, the two operands, then it is known as infix notation. But if the notation is before the operands, that means it is prefix notation. And if the operator is after the operands, then it is postfix notation. Like in this example also, we have seen this is the infix notation because the operator is in between the operands. This is prefix notation because operand is before the, operator is before the operands. And this is postfix notation because operator is after the operands. Now we can use the stack to convert one notation to another notation, like this one. This example is of infix notation. But if you want to convert infix to postfix, you can use the stack and the answers come like this. Same for this example. If this is infix notation because OR is an operator which comes between A and B. And if you want to convert into the postfix notation, then you can use the stack to convert infix to postfix. Now let us see how can you convert infix to postfix with the help of the algo program or algorithm. This is the algorithm which converts infix expression to the postfix expression. What do you mean by algorithm? Algorithm is just the procedure to solve any problem. When you add language into it, any language like C, C++, Python, then it becomes a program. You have to follow these steps to do the operation to convert infix to postfix. Just read it and understand it very carefully. It's very easy. You just have to push this symbol onto the stack and add this expression to the infix notation. X represents infix notation. You just have to push this element onto the stack and add this bracket, right parenthesis, to the infix notation and just read the infix notation. That means you have to read X from left to right and repeat these steps, 3 to 6 steps for the each element of X until the stack gets empty. If you find the operand means A, B, C, D, add it to the Y. If you find the left parenthesis, then add to stack. If you find operator, you have to check these steps A and B. And if you find the right parenthesis, you have to perform the pop operation from the stack and add the each value which you popped from the stack to the Y until you find the left bracket or parenthesis. Then after that you just remove the left parenthesis. You have to be very careful regarding each step. The step number 5 is very important. If you find an operator, then you have to just pop the element from the stack and add to Y each operator, but it should be on the precedence base. It should be on priority base. If it has same priority or higher priority, then you have to remove from the stack. Otherwise you do not have to remove from the stack. Just learn the example, just see the example and learn what to do with it. It is an infix expression because operator is in between the operands. Now first of all, you just have to add the left bracket to the stack and just read from the starting. Just read from the starting, scan from left to right. You just have to scan from left to right until the expression gets end and the stack gets empty. You have scanned A, it should be add to Y like this. Now you have add plus. If the operator is encountered, then you have to add it to Y and pop the element from the stack. Okay, then plus is add in onto the stack and A is in the Y. Now you have come across through the left parenthesis. If the left parenthesis occurs, it must be added into the stack. Now you have read B. B is added onto the Y. Now you have read star. No problem. You just go on. Now C is encountered. C should be written into the Y expression. Now you have read minus, but you can't push minus onto the stack directly. You will go through the step number 5. If an operator is encountered, you have to pop from the stack. Which element you pop from the stack? If the operator has same precedence or higher precedence. Star has maximum precedence, star has higher precedence in comparison to minus. So star is removed from the stack and push onto the Y, and then you can add minus onto the stack. Then you can push minus onto the stack. Now after reading minus, left bracket come across and then you can add left bracket onto the stack. Then D come across, add it to the Y. Now read divide come across, no issues. Then read E. E can be added to Y Now you come across the exponential operation. Exponent operator has higher precedence in comparison to divide. There is no issue. If divide has higher precedence, then you can remove, but exponent has higher precedence in comparison to divide, then there is no issue in pushing the exponent in front of divide operator. Then you reading f, when you read f, just add it to the y. Now you read right bracket. If you read the right bracket, then you have to repeatedly pop from the stack and add it to the y until the left bracket encountered, and then remove the left parenthesis. When you will find the right bracket, we just have to pop the element from the stack. Just remove the exponent and then remove the divide. Then we encountered with the left parenthesis, then just left parenthesis gets removed from the stack. Now we read star here. If we read star here, before pushing onto the stack, just check the precedence. Star has higher precedence in comparison to minus, so we can push the star onto the stack. Now we read the g can be put onto the y, add into the y, then read the right bracket. When we encountered with the right bracket, just pop the elements from the stack. Pop star and then add to y, pop minus, add to y. Then we encountered with left bracket, just remove that bracket and goes on. Then we get the star, same add to the stack because star has higher precedence in. Now we learn about the third application of the stack, that is how can you evaluate, how can you check the value of an postfix expression using stack. You have to perform these three steps. If the expression, you have to read the expression from left to right. If it is an operand, then push the element onto the stack. Pop the two operands from the stack. If we find an operator which is binary in nature. If it is unary in nature, you just have to pop only one element and push back the result after evaluation and repeat the steps until you find till the end of the expression. Just learn it with the help of example. Just suppose we have an example like this. This is an expression a b plus c cross d divide. It is a postfix expression because operators are after the operands. Just read a, scan a, add it to the stack. If you scan b, add it to the stack. Now if you find any operator, then add it to then you have to pop the two elements from the stack like this. Just stack goes empty, and when you pop two elements from the stack and perform the operation in between, it becomes b get removed first and then a get removed, and operation is performed a plus b. A is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. 2 plus 3 gives 5, and the result get pushed back onto the stack. It becomes 5. Now the next element which we scan is c. Then c get pushed because it is an operand. Like this, in this example we just see here it is c. Now next operator which you come across the operator cross. It is an operator, so pop the two elements and perform the operation. C value is equal to 4, so 5 cross 4 is equal to 20. Put this value onto the stack, and after pushing the value onto the stack, put d as an operand onto the stack, and then now perform the divide operator. First of all d gets removed and then 20 gets removed, and perform the operation, and resultant comes 4, and then resultant is pushed back onto the stack. Now the expression Now the expression after the divide is getting null. There is nothing into the expression. Then we just pop the result from the stack and assign it to the expression or expression or value, which is equal to, the answer comes here 4. Now we learn how can you evaluate postfix expression with the help of algorithm. You have to read the expression from left to right. If element is operand, then you have to push the element in the stack. If the element is operator, you have to pop 2 operands from the stack and calculate the value of the operands and the operator and push the value to the stack. But if the operand is unary in nature, you just have to pop only one operand and perform the operation and push the result back to the stack. If no more elements found left, then pop the result and go to the step 1. You have to give the result to the expression. This is all about stack.